Hello my lovelies, today we've got 7 must-have fall perfumes from the niche section. So these are amazing smelling, unique fragrances, perfect if you're getting ready for fall. So this list is for fall fragrance lovers. 3, 2, 1, let's do this. First fragrance is Latisan Parfumer Fable d'Orient, and this fragrance is the Eau de Parfum. They might have the Eau de Toilette. I've got the Eau de Parfum. This fragrance I adore because it's super powdery and just really cozy smelling. When I smell this, it kind of smells very masculine, but in a way that I love a fragrance to be, and I wear this and I love this. This is a ambery iris, which is very powdery and very sensual to me. If you love powdery fragrances, you would definitely just love this because it's got so much of this mystery. Powdery fragrances are always quite mysterious to me, so this has got that cozy, very sensual, mysterious vibe, and it's quite spicy as well. So I love that spice in here because it is an oriental fragrance, but it's a very soft oriental and powdery scent. Just absolutely love this one. Check it out if you prefer more of like masculine leaning fragrances on you. Next fragrance is from Frederic Malle. This is such a must-have for fall. Portrait of a Lady. It's a rose fragrance that is super masculine and leathery and juicy and fruity at the same time, especially in the opening. It's such a powerful masterpiece, super regal of a rose, but this rose is like a red jammy rose that is a bit wild, and it's got a huge projection. It's such a stunning fragrance. I think it's one of the top rose fragrances that I adore, and it reminds me of English department stores because I guess it's sprayed there a lot. It's just super powerful fragrance for a lady. Next up, we've got a designer fragrance, but I would consider it niche because it's from the Prive collection of Armani. So I've popped it in here. Don't hate me, but I mean, the price point is niche, so I mean, it can be categorized in either way. It's Magenta Tanzanite from Armani. Ever since I smelt it, I fell in love with this fragrance. I think this is the perfect fall fragrance. Oh my gosh. It is a tobacco scent that is slightly green to my nose, and it's super cozy. It's slightly honeyed. There's vanilla in here. There's spices in here. It reminds me a bit of Tobacco Vanille from Tom Ford, but this has got much less honeyed notes in here, and I'm not such a huge fan of honey in fragrances. This is much less toned down and smoother than Tobacco Vanille and more feminine than Tobacco Vanille. So if you are looking for a fragrance that is a bit more just blended and rounded and maybe slightly bit more feminine than Tobacco Vanille, I'd say this is just, the quality is there. It's so cozy, longevity is there, the bottle is amazing, and oh my gosh, this is so good, guys. It's slightly nutty. This one is perfect. Next up is another niche brand that I discovered recently, and I mean, I haven't heard many people talk about this brand, and this fragrance is a standout to me. It's from Stéphanie de Bruijn, and it's Les Souliers. This scent is again a powdery fragrance. I'm really into powdery fragrances recently, and I think they're perfect for fall because they give you that really cozy feeling, like you're sitting inside and it's cold out, but it's not fully cold, but it's like the sweater weather. This is an iris scent. It's again very sensual because of this powderiness. It's got tonka bean in here. It's got a nice nuttiness to it. It's very light, yet very, very sensual and cozy and smells like a scarf. It also reminds me, there's elements to this, the spiciness. It reminds me a bit of BDK Rouge Smoking. So it's got this, a bit of like this sexiness in here, but it's much more powdery and cozy than Rouge Smoking. I just think this is a very unique scent and very ladylike, and amazing performance as well on this one. Next up, we've got Commodities Milk Plus. This is the copper version, and guys, this has got sillage for days and I adore it in colder weather season. This is condensed milk, caramel, super indulgent, sweet fragrance. It's quite simple, but I just adore this condensed milk vibe in this scent. It's so fun, projects like crazy, and yeah, I just love wearing it on those colder fall days. By the way, I have some discounts for some of these fragrances, so always check the links below. Next up, we've got another, I would say is either designer or niche. Anyway, this is a higher end fragrance again, and it's autumn vibes. I mean, you have to put in this fragrance in this list. I think this fragrance, it's so fun. It's especially made for autumn. It says woody trail and red leaves, and I totally agree with this. This is a perfect fragrance to wear to a pumpkin patch when you're getting pumpkins. It smells like fall. It smells woody, super woody. It smells like leaves. It smells a bit like slightly wet air, but you know how it's just beautiful when the rain stops and it just smells amazing. I just said rain stops, when the rain stops, and this is another Replica fragrance, but no, I'm talking about this one. The spiciness here, the woodiness, it's just such a great fragrance, and I love this cucumber note in here as well. Such a unique scent, and to me this will get a huge wear out in the fall time, especially because it doesn't have any sweetness in it, and many other fragrances do have sweetness. So if you are into fragrances that just don't have that sweetness in there, this one is just perfect. Woody, straight to the point, amazing. Next must have for fall. I mean, this is a must have. This is a spectacular masterpiece. I mean, you'll have this fragrance for years to come and you'll never regret it. It's Dior's Vanilla Diorama. Again, designer, but kind of niche because it's an exclusive section. This fragrance, again, performance for days. This lasts and projects like there's no tomorrow. And the scent itself, I mean, the opening is citrusy, it's kind of animalic, but then you get this vanilla that smells a bit like caramel from Coca-Cola. It's like vanilla caramel, super indulgent, super refined, sweet, but level, not too sweet at all. This is such a masterpiece when you wear it. It is based on a dessert, a vanilla dessert, so it smells like a dessert, but it's not literal. Like if you walk into a room, people won't be like, oh, like who's got a dessert, who ordered a dessert. People will know it's a fragrance because it's so masterfully done, but it has a gourmand quality to it. This is just so good. It's one of my favorite Dior fragrances to go with Fève Délicieuse, but Fève Délicieuse you can't get much. Well, some people can get it, but it's really hard to get. This is much more available, and to me this performs better, and it totally gives me that same fall vibe. I'll link them all down below. I'm now all sprayed with all of these amazing scents, so I'm just ready for fall. Let me know what fragrances are your must-have fall perfumes down in the comments. I love you guys. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Monica_Cioch, where I post more about fragrances and stuff. Subscribe to this channel if you want to hear about amazing perfumes all of the time, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.